Is Pakistan Standard Time. Assalamu alaikum. This is Radio Pakistan. The news read by Aisha Nayab. First, the headlines. Veteran Hurriyat leader and the icon of Kashmir freedom movement, Sayyid Ali Gilani, was laid to rest in tight military siege in Srinagar today. Pakistan has expressed the belief that the legacy of Sayyid Ali Gilani will continue to inspire all those carrying his mission forward to bring an end to illegally Indian-occupied of Jammu and Kashmir. Prime Minister says the government is focusing on ease of doing business and hurdles in the way of small and medium enterprises are being removed. Foreign Minister has underlined the need for sustained engagement by international community to help Afghanistan on its path to peace and stability. Interior Minister has said Chaman border with Afghanistan may be closed for a few days due to some threats. A trilateral meeting of Palestine, Egypt and Jordan is being held in Cairo today to accelerate the peace process with Israel. And now the news in detail. In Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir, the veteran Hurriyat leader and the icon of Kashmir freedom movement, Sayyid Ali Gilani, was laid to rest in tight military siege at Haidarpura in Srinagar earlier this morning. Sayyid Ali Gilani died in police custody in Srinagar last night at the age of 92 years. The occupation authorities had put strict restrictions on the movement of the people and the whole area was cordoned off. Although Sayyid Ali Gilani and his family wanted him to be buried at Martyrs Graveyard in Srinagar, but the Indian authorities did not allow it, fearing agitation from people of occupied Kashmir. He was buried just a few meters away from his house in Haidarpura, Srinagar. A small number of people, mainly some close relatives, were allowed to participate in the funeral prayers and to have a last glimpse of the martyred leader. Despite suffering from multiple ailments, Sayyid Ali Gilani continued to remain under house arrest for so many years that took heavy toll on his health. In 2015, Indian government had declared his Haidarpura residence as a sub-jail and imposed restrictions on his free movement, and freedom of speech will remain enforced till his death. Hurriyat leaders and organizations from Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir and across the world have paid rich tributes to the icon of Kashmir freedom movement, Sayyid Ali Gilani. In a statement, the All Parties Hurriyat Conference appealed the people of Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir and Azad Jammu Kashmir to observe complete shutdown against the custodial killing of Sayyid Ali Gilani. In a statement, Chairman Jammu and Kashmir Democratic Political Movement Khwaja Firdaus said, Kashmiri people have been deprived of a benevolent leader. Pakistan mourned today the custodial martyrdom of Kashmiri freedom fighter Sayyid Ali Gilani. Prime Minister Imran Khan, in his condolence message, said late Sayyid Ali Gilani suffered incarceration and torture by the occupying Indian state and remained resolute. He said, "We in Pakistan salute his courageous struggle and remember his word, Hum Pakistani hain aur Pakistan hamara hai." The funeral prayer in absentia for veteran Kashmiri leader Sayyid Ali Gilani was held at the Parliament in Islamabad today. It was attended amongst others by President Arif Alvi, Chairman Senate Sadiq Sinjarani and the President and Prime Minister of Azad Kashmir and other parliamentarians. Later, talking to the PTV News, President Arif Alvi said tributes to the services of Sayyid Ali Gilani for the cause of Kashmir. He said the people like him will continue to burn in Kashmir. In his remarks, the AJK President Barrister Sultan Mahmood said the people of Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir want to become part of Pakistan. The chairman of Pakistan Parliamentary Committee on Kashmir, Shahryar Khan Afridi, has demanded of the United Nations Human Rights Council and other human rights organizations for an immediate and impartial inquiry into the custodial killing of iconic Kashmiri Hurriyat leader Sayyid Ali Gilani. He was speaking to media after attending funeral prayers in absentia offered by the solace of Sayyid Ali Gilani's soul at Parliament House in Islamabad. Shahryar Khan Afridi said this is the second high-profile custodial killing after Tehreek-e-Hurriyat chairman Mohammad Ashraf Sehrai. Spokesperson Asim Iftikhar Ahmed has expressed the belief that the legacy of iconic Kashmiri leader Sayyid Ali Shah Gilani will continue to inspire all those carrying his mission forward to bring an end to illegal Indian occupation of Kashmir and Jammu and Kashmir. Speaking at his weekly news briefing in Islamabad this afternoon, he said, "Nation pays a rich tribute to Sayyid Ali Gilani's lifelong struggle for justice and freedom." The spokesperson said Pakistan will continue to extend all possible support to the Kashmiri people till the realization of their legitimate right to self-determination as enshrined in the relevant UN Security Council resolutions. This is Radio Pakistan. Prime Minister Imran Khan performed the groundbreaking of 69-kilometer-long Sialkot-Kharia motorway project in Islamabad today. Speaking on the occasion, he said that the motorway will facilitate the industrial triangle of Gujranwala, Wazirabad, Sialkot. The Prime Minister said the industrialization as well as the promotion of tourism are inevitable to repay debts through boosting exports and wealth creation. He said the government is focusing on ease of doing business and hurdles in the way of small and medium enterprises are being removed. The Prime Minister was appreciative of the idea of involving the private sector in the motorway project, saying this will help the government divert resources to other areas. Prime Minister Imran Khan has directed for a launch of one window portal to facilitate the local and foreign investors. During a meeting to discuss enhancement of investment in special economic zones in Islamabad today, the Prime Minister also called for consultation and coordination among all stakeholders regarding the portal. He said the government is actively working to remove all impediments faced by the local and foreign investors in order to achieve industrial growth. The meeting was told that one window portal is being developed by the Board of Investment to address the difficulties faced by the investors. Foreign Minister Shah Mahmood Qureshi has underlined the need for sustained engagement by international community as shared responsibility to help Afghanistan on its path to peace and stability. Addressing the 6th think tank forum through video link today, he said, "We believe that the biggest opportunity right now is convergence of the international community on the need of durable peace and stability in Afghanistan." The minister said a sustained engagement will ensure steady transition and avoid repeat of 1990s. He said Afghan people must not be abandoned at this crucial stage. Shah Mahmood Qureshi said Pakistan will continue to play the role of a facilitator. He said we consider Taliban's announcements positive and encouraging. He said the Afghan leadership should take the responsibility of delivering on the demands of the Afghan people, reconcile their differences and achieve a negotiated political situation, a long-cherished objective. Interior Minister Sheikh Rashid has said that Chaman border with Afghanistan may be closed for a few days due to some threats. Talking to the media persons in Islamabad today, he said, "Our forces are present at the border and we are proud of our security institutions for the service they are rendering for the security of the country." The Interior Minister said peace in Afghanistan is important for peace in Pakistan. Deputy Inspector General Frontier Crops North Khyber Pakhtunkhwa Sajid Majid says Pak-Afghan border has been fully secured after completion of fencing and construction of new forts. Briefing national and international media about security arrangements at Torkham today, he said development of technical mechanism has immensely helped control mobility and movement of unwanted elements. In Afghanistan, Taliban are preparing to unveil their new government today, more than 2 weeks after they captured Kabul. A key Taliban leader, Ahmadullah Muttaqi, said on social media that a ceremony is being organized at the presidential palace in Kabul. He said Taliban Supreme Leader Habatullah Akhundzada is expected to have top authority in the country and President or Prime Minister will run the country under his authority. A trilateral meeting of Palestine, Egypt and Jordan is being held in Egyptian capital Cairo today to accelerate the peace process with Israel. In an interview, members of the Executive Committee of Palestine Liberation Organization, Azam al-Ahmad, said the summit will discuss efforts to protect the principle of two-state solution from collapse due to endless settlements activities by Israel. And finally, the weather. Rain, wind, thunder showers expected in Sindh and eastern Balochistan during the next 12 hours. However, isolated heavy falls are also expected during this period. Hot and humid weather is likely to prevail elsewhere in the country. And that is the end of the news. For more news and analysis, log on to our website video.gov.pk and also watch live video streaming of our bulletin on the link facebook.com/Radio Pakistan News Official.